Hi everybody, I would like to thank you for your support this year and take this tutorial as a small present for you. Okay, the tutorial covers almost everything that you can need. Modeling, as you can see here, UV editing, texturing, materials, lighting and rendering as well. And also really very important rigging and animation as well. Just here's the animated version. As you can see, the back is fully animated and works really well and fun, I think. Okay, the hero of the lesson is this one simple one-was back, and the lesson can use everybody who has a Cinema 4D set and newer, of course. The tutorial itself has been prepared for the demonstration I have on Cinema 4D Roadshow here in Czech and Slovak Republics. And okay, I think that's all. Okay, let's start. Just check the archive and you can find there many objects and many files, and the first of them is the start. Just open the start scene. It's here, and the main idea of the modeling process is that you don't need to be a modeler master. Just use Cinema 4D generators and deformers, and you can use the non-destructive modeling way, and you will be able to make almost everything. The back is a really nice example, and yes, it's pretty simple. Just if you want to know more, just visit www.cmivfx.com and my lesson I made for this amazing landing channel. Okay, this scene contains these two simple cubes objects, that's all, and these two objects demonstrate the volume of the back. It's larger a bit, but the correct size of the object is not so important in this lesson, I think, just because we will not use the DOF effect. Just okay, let's start, and you will see that the work itself will be really very fast and pretty simple. Okay, create a new one, rectangle, spline, change the plane of the spline to exit and go to the top viewport and scale it down, and convert the spline to the table state. The first, and scale a bit more, and adjust it in Z, and convert the spline and adjust it in Z direction. And select these 2 points, use right mouse button and select subdivide, and use subdivision set to 3, and do the same here. Okay, select these 4 points and adjust their size on scale in X direction, and set the spline, change the type of the spline to B-spline. We can check the shape of the object. It's pretty important because we use the hypernerves, and the B-spline is can be used as for demonstration of the hypernerve state of the object. Okay, just create a new one copy. It's pretty important, and select the model mode and adjust the size in Z direction, and adjust it in X direction as well, and but use the linear again. Perfect. And select these points and adjust their scale in X direction as well, something like this. Okay, we can use the model and adjust it in the direction a bit more. Okay, perfect. And we can select the rectangle dot one and adjust the type to B-spline again. What's really important, we must use, or we will use the last nose object, but in this case it's really very important the order of your spline. Just select the rectangle 1 and place it in epsilon direction to this one position, and create a new one copy of the spline, and place your ends and the second in this from the bottom, of course, and adjust the position here and create a new one copy here and do the same. Okay, select this one and move it down. Perfect. And create a new one copy, but just we can use the instance or create the copy directly by this way, and move it up. Create a new one, do the same. Once more. Perfect, and select this instance and get a new one copy and again, still hold the correct order and place the spline here. Okay, and do the same once more and move it, and this one will be the last. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Just create a new one, loft nerves object, select all your splines and place them as children of the loft nerves. So you can see it works really well. Okay, and we can still adjust all these splines. Just select this one, use the scale tool and adjust the size in Z direction. We can adjust it in X direction as well. Okay, do the same here. Okay, I like it. Just, I think we can adjust subdivision of the object. Just select, go to your editor settings and menu and change the display settings to Gora shaded lines. But important, just select the loft nerves object and adjust mesh subdivision in V direction to 2. Okay, and adjust mesh subdivision in U direction to 25. Okay, perfect. So it's absolutely enough, and the object is suitable for the next work. Just we can select the object and convert the object to editable state, because the main object is done. Just we can delete these two caps, because I think we don't need caps for the object, because just we can imagine that this one part is welded together, and we can use alpha channel for these details and so on. Okay, just we can go to body paints, CD UV, edit layout and adjust the UV match of the object. Okay, just go to the right corner and change your layout to body paint UV edit. Perfect. We are here, just select the object and use standard polygon tools mode and select this one loop, and use right mouse button and select the knife tool and adjust the mode of the knife tool to plane and get a new one cut in epsilon Z direction here. It will be the seam of the object. Select edge mode and select this one pass. Use simple edge loop mode and rotate your camera to the front and select all UV polygons of the object, and go to the adjust your camera and go to UV mapping palette and go to UV to projection and use the frontal projection. Perfect. And go to relax UV and turn off all these options and activate cascaded edges option. That's all, and use ABF. Yes, that's correctly, and apply. That's all. Just go to optimal mapping and use the relying option and turn off pressure orientation. Yes, and use equalize island size. Yes, that's correctly, and apply. Perfect. Go to transform and adjust the rotation of your island, of the UV mesh island. Just set the rotation to 90 degrees. Okay, and check the orientation of the UV mesh. So you can see it's correctly. Just select your polygons, UV mesh polygons, go to optimal mapping again, use relying again, and use press the orientation option. Done. Okay. Just select standard points, modeling points option, and go closer a bit and select this one loop and go to transform and set the rotation to 0 and set epsilon scale to 0 as well. But the input, and go back to UV, and we can once more, and we can check this one loop. As you can see, it's tried already. Okay, that's absolutely perfect, because we can imagine that the texture will have a specific sample for this one part, because we must align all these points correctly. Okay, do the same. Apply once more here. Okay, and once more. Perfect. You can select all these points and do the same on the second side. So you can see it works really well. And go to relax UV and turn off cut selected edges and use pinpoint selection option only, and add play. As you can see, the UV mesh is much better now. Okay, just go to UV commands and use fit UV to canvas. Done. We can go back to the standard Cinema 4D layout. Okay, we are back. Just we can continue. Just use standard polygons, or we can use edges as well. Go closer a bit and select this one, ring selection, and this one, and go down and select the same. Just the tutorial itself is for everybody who owns Cinema 4D 13 and newer. Just we will not use sculpting. Just we will simulate sculpting by a bit different way. The way is not suitable for everything because it still depends on your CPU, on one core and single core ANLED, and it's pretty important. Just it's pretty very exacting. It can be pretty exacting for your CPU. Just but this one example is pretty correct and really suitable for the technical guys. Just select all these edges and use right mouse button and use edge cut and set subdivision to 3, create these cuts. Okay, perfect. Okay, we can continue. We must adjust the shape of the object first, just, but we will use, as we said before, non-destructive way. Just create new one cube object and scale the object in according to our back. And we can delete these helpers. And we will use the object as a cage that will deform the back. Okay. It looks correctly, set the cube itself and adjust segment and epsilon direction to 7 or something like this. Yes, it looks correctly, and we can adjust subdivision second direction as well and this direction. Okay, and we can convert the object to the table state. Set the cube and press the Alt key and create a new one null object, and the null will be placed as a child of the null, and set the loftness object and place as a child of the null as well. Set the loftness object with the shift key and create a new one, mesh deformer, and set the mesh deformer and set position of the deformer to 0 in all directions and rotation axis. Okay, just select the mesh deformer, go to address manager and drag and drop and place the cube object to the cages field and initialize. Okay, perfect. Just check the cube. It has got this one tag that makes the object invisible for rendering, and the second, the visibility in editor has been changed by this one display tag as well. Go to the right viewport, select the cube and use points, and select use rectangle selection. Go to Address manager settings and turn off only self-visible elements option. Select all these points and use axis and move your axis up a bit, and use rotation, turn off axis mode and rotate the selection. Perfect, as you can see it works really well, and we can select these points and adjust them as well, and do the same here. As you can see it works really well. Okay, nice. Just set the cube and we can use the brush and adjust the radius a bit, 5 or so like that, you'll see. Okay, we can use the right mouse button and adjust the size or strength of the tool, and turn off surface and we can adjust it a bit more. Perfect. Okay, are you not satisfied? No problem, just select the mesh deformer and you can adjust the strength of the deformer. That's really nice. Okay, as you can see, it works really well. You can adjust it a bit more. But it looks almost perfect for me at the moment. Okay, and set the loft NURBS and press the Alt key and create a new one, Hypernose object. It will be placed as the parent object of the loft NURBS, and we can select the Hypernose object and go down to Attributes Manager settings, and you can adjust it a bit, and use the subdivision in Editor and Render to 1 only, because we will use the generated polygons and we will deform and adjust them directly here in our editor of the Hypernose without conversion. Just select the Hypernose, press the Shift key and create new one, correction deformer, and place it the second in this hierarchy. Perfect. As you can see, it works really well. Just go closer a bit and select this loop, for example, and so the same on the second side, and use normal move. Amazing. As you can see, it works really well. Just, yes, it's a bit too hard, just we can use another one, Hypernose object, and deform the object a bit more, or softening the object a bit more. Just select the Hypernose again with the Alt key and create a new one, Hypernose, and do the same like before, just adjust it and use the subdivision editor to 1. It will be enough, I think. Just test the scene. As you can see, it works really well. Just select the correction deformer and you can turn off this one and use polygons or points. It's not so important, and use the brush tool again and change the mode of the brush to surface or normal. It's really up to you, and we must use the surface as well. Just, we will see, and we can try to adjust it, and you will see it works really very similar to the sculpting. Yes, it's not so sophisticated, of course, but it works really well in this case, I think. And we can demonstrate the system how the correction deformer works. Yes, perfect. Okay, I will smear, and we can adjust these details a bit. Okay, we can adjust it on the second side as well. Okay, perfect. Just activate the surface option and change the mode to the surface as well, and adjust the strand. Just press a small value and we can adjust it. Okay, I think we don't need to adjust the second side because it will be not visible, and activate the second one, Hypernose, and check the result. So you can see it works really well. The model is done, I think. Just select the null object and we can move it up a bit and rotate it this way, and create a new one, linear spline. Great. The first point will be here, the second one is here, and the last is here. And so these two first points set their epsilon size and epsilon scale to 0, and so this one point and use the chamfer to adjust the rounding. Perfect. Okay, set the spline, press the Alt key and create new one, Hypernose object. Set move and Z direction to 0 and use the X direction only. Perfect, and set the Hypernose again and use the Alt key once more and use the symmetry. Done. Just set the symmetry, we can scale it down a bit. Perfect. Set the Hypernose and its form tag and turn off use edge breaks. Okay, we are on the end of the first part of the tutorial, I think. Before we start with the illumination process itself, we must prepare a new one camera that we will use. Create a new one camera and change the focal line of the camera, of course, because just imagine that the object is really pretty small. Just you must adjust the focal line in according to the object's size and to the look that will be prepared. Just we can imagine that this one pretty small object will be used with pretty long focal length lines. Of course, just select this one parameter and we can adjust it a bit and use the camera and adjust the position of the camera, of course. And we can start the element with the light and file scene. The line itself will be pretty simple, and we will not use HDRI or global illumination or these features, because we can use Cinema 4D standard lights and color mapping out, and you will see that the result will be still really nice and really pretty effective. Okay, let's start. Just create new one. Oh, sorry, it's here. There's a new one, target light. It's a very simple way how to illuminate your scene. Just set the target and place it up a bit, and set the light itself. Go to the top viewport and we can move it in the direction. It's pretty important because we will use a natural inverse square fellow, and the position of the light is really very important for the intensity of the light. Just set the light and go to address measure settings, and it is the type, and use the area, because in real life the photographer will use probably the area light as well. Just set the area and adjust the shadow type to the area as well, and we can adjust the size of the light by these handles. We can check the position of the line, the size of the line in this view as well. We can move it a bit. Okay, and go to details and use fellow, and use, as we said before, physical accurate fellow inverse square. It's pretty important. Okay, we can move it, the object, closer a bit, and adjust the position of the light as well. Perfect. Just select the light, go to the general page, and we can adjust the color of the light and use the warm color in this case, and that's all. I think just we can turn off speculators, because we will not use speculators, because specular is a fake of the reflection handler, of the light reflection handler, but we will use true reflections handler. Just we can turn off the specular option. The first, and go to details back, and here's another one option that can show our light in a true reflection. Just use the show in reflection option, and we will adjust the multiplier a bit, but we will adjust it later. Okay, go back to the general. Here's color. Yes, that's correct. Like, go to basic and use icon color. It will colorize our light icon in according to the color that we have used here in general tab. Okay, just create a new one copy of the light and place it to the second side, to the opposite side. It's pretty important, and we can adjust the size of the light as well, and we can change the color, use the cold color, and go, and we can adjust the intensity as well a bit, and go back to the main camera here, and we can test the scene. So you can see it works already pretty nice. I think just we can adjust mapping of the scene. Just go to render settings and use the right mouse button here and use color mapping. It's pretty important, and we can turn off HSV model, and we will use exponential model only, and dark multiply value set higher a bit. It means that the 1 is 100%. So we can imagine that the 100% is multiplied by a value, for example gray, and the result is still the same gray color. Just in case we will multiply the gray color with the dark gray color with the higher value than 1, it means, for example, 200%, the color will be, the dark color will be brighter a bit, just 2 times, of course. Is this one or 3? We will see. Okay, and we can check the scene again. Okay, I think it's better a bit, and we can adjust illumination intensity of our lighting system in our camera directly. Just select the render settings and change the render. Use the physical, and go back and go use this one camera. Go to physical. We can adjust exposure value and adjust ISO or shutter speed. It's really up to us at the moment, and we can use 400 and check the scene again. So you can see it's much more brighter, and the result looks almost amazing, I think. Perfect. Just we can create a new one material and apply the material here and open it again and use the reflection, and use reflection as well, because we will check how reflections works on our object. Okay, perfect. Make the object darker a bit, or we can adjust the camera, of course. Back, check the result. As you can see, here are our lights. We can see our lights here. So perfect. Just select both of them and go to details and adjust their visibility multiplier to higher value, 300 or something like that. We will see. Perfect. As you can see, it works really well. We can adjust the position of our light and it will affect reflections on our object. Perfect. As you can see, it works really well. I like the way. It's enough. Okay. This one object can be larger a bit. We can continue. Just we can imagine that we need to make this one edge a bit brighter. Just select this one light, create a new one, copy of the light and place it behind the scene, this position. Perfect. And we can turn off showing reflection at the moment because we want to illuminate this one part only. And so the symmetry is the backstage of the scene, and create new one, composition tag on the object, and turn off cast shadow is the first, and we can use composite background as well. Okay, so you can see this one part is much more brighter because the object is illuminated, the back itself is illuminated from the second light. Okay, we can use another one as well. Just we can imagine that we don't want to use lights directly. We can use a reflection plane only, but the work is just almost the same. Just create a new one, polygon object, and adjust the orientation of the object, and copy this one target tag and place it to the polygon object as well, and place the polygon object here. And we will show that this one way works as well, and it works really well. Okay, we can scale it up a bit, and the object will be reflected on this one edge. Just create a new one material, and we can go to the luminance and activate the channel. We can turn off specular and use warm color again and apply material to our object. Perfect. And test it. As you can see, it's not visible at the moment because the object is hidden behind the symmetry object. Just select the polygon and use the composition tag again, and use exclusion and exclude the symmetry. Perfect. As you can see, here is a new one reflection. Just I will make the object a bit larger a bit. Yes, here's a new one reflection, as you can see. Just it's another one trick how to almost illuminate. It's not an illumination, but how to adjust your object. As you can see, it works really well. Okay, I think it's almost enough. We can continue. Just create a new one material, and the material will be used for the background. Just create new one material, can be named stage, and apply our material to the symmetry, and we can use and try almost the same. Just select the stage and make the color of the stage darker a bit. We will adjust it later, of course. Just don't worry, and go to reflections, and we must set composition text settings on and adjust the brightness of the reflection. And we can test it again. The main disadvantage of the reflection of your lights, of your other lights, is that we cannot use composition text and exclude them from the objects. This is the feature that I really don't like. It's a very important feature, and it's the reason why I usually use, or very often use, lights and objects together. Just in this case, we will use a bit different way, because we will use a mask that will mask our reflection to this one part only, and other reflections will be turned off by these composition types, because we will turn off polygon object reflection on the floor. Okay, let's start. Just open the stage material and go to the color. We can load a new one texture from your archive. The texture itself is really very simple. It's named back. Just open the back texture, and we can use another one, camera, and use the camera operation to place the texture directly to the surface, the place that we will need. Okay, just create a new one, camera, and select the symmetry, select this one, texture tag, and change the operation of the texture to the camera mapping, and use this one, newer camera here, and use calculate. And the second one is pretty important. Just set the final resolution or ratio of the resolution here. Is very important. First, of course. Okay, just use this one this one camera and adjust the position of the camera. As you can see, the texture position is adjusted according to the camera position, because the texture is still projected from the camera directly. Okay, just as you can see, we can control the position of the texture. Just adjust it and go back to the main camera, and it's placed correctly. Perfect. Just but we must adjust the texture first. It's very important because it's too small. Just open the Photoshop, something like this, or we can use the BabyPaint 3D as well. Just and open the texture, and we can adjust it. Just set the background color to black, and adjust size, sorry for the check, Photoshop, to 6000 in both directions, and that's all. And save the picture, and we can rename it to back 1, that's all, and go back to the Cinema 4D. Okay, and we can load the picture again. What is this one? Perfect. And we can adjust the position of the spot again. Just use this one, camera, and go away a bit. Okay, as you can see, it works really well. And nice. And we can open the material again and adjust colors of the material. Just select the color channel, and here's the texture, and use the colorizer. Open the colorizer gradient and adjust the colors of the gradient, and set this one to pretty dark, warm color, and it's almost the same here. We can copy the texture and use the same, almost the same, in the reflection channel as well. Go to reflection and use the texture here, and adjust mix mode to multiply, and adjust brightness a bit, and we can use blurriness value a bit as well. Okay, and we can turn off speckles because we don't need that, as we know already. Okay, that's all. Thus you can test the result. So you can see it works pretty well, and the result looks almost amazing for me at the moment. Okay, just select the back material, we can rename it to the back, or bonbons, and go to the color and load the texture of the back, and we can apply material onto our objects. You can see it's placed almost correctly, but the texture is mirrored in the U direction. Just how to fix the problem, but the solution is really very simple. Just go back to the BabyPaint 3D UV edit, and we will and we will adjust our UV mesh in 1 second and the result will work. Okay, we are here, just drag and drop and place the UV mesh here. Sorry, this one. Perfect, and select our UV mesh plugins, select all, and go to UV commands and use the mirror in U direction. That's all. As you can see, the texture is placed correctly. Okay, go back to the standard, the Cinema 4D standard layout. Okay, we are back. Open the material again and copy the content of the color channel and use the same reflection, paste, and use the filter. And open the filter, shader settings, and adjust saturation a bit. Okay, and we can make the object, the texture brighter a bit by gamma. Perfect. And go up and use the filter and create a new one, a layer shader. And open the layer shader and create a new one, Fresnel. And open the Fresnel and use the physical, and we can use the iron, for example. Change the order and adjust the mode of the filter to multiply, for example, and adjust the coloring of the layer a bit. Perfect, go up and can adjust this one as well. Okay, we can adjust the color a bit, maybe it's not so important, I think, just yes, something like this. Okay, we can turn off speckles and we can use normals because we want to make the object a bit more natural. Just we can use bump on normals. In case you own Hate to Normals plugin, it's a really amazing plugin that generates normal maps from bump maps. You can use it, or in case you are in Cinema 4D Release 4, you just use the normalizer. You will use this one, shader. In other cases, you just use the Hate to Normal. Okay, just use FX, normalizer, and open the normalizer shader and create a new one, noise shader, and open it and adjust the noise and use real noise, something like this, and adjust space. It's really pretty important because the normalizer is not able to use 3D space, volumetric shaders like in texture space or object space or something like this, and adjust size, global scale of the shader. Yes, it's pretty correct. Like we can adjust intensity, and we can use another one, stuff, for example, Sobel. Yes, correctly. Perfect. Just go up, and we must restrict this one effect to this one part only. Just use the layer shader again, and we'll use masks. Just create a new one, gradient. Open the gradient settings and change our type of the gradient to V direction, and use this one, simple gradient. We will mask our noise to the central part only. That's all. Okay, and create a new one, color, and set the color to the gray. That's all. Layer mask. As you can see, it works really well. Just, oh sorry, I must copy and paste and use the normalizer here. Once more, sorry. That's all. Okay, perfect. Can adjust these gradients a bit more. Just is enough, I think. Just we can test the result. Okay, sounds perfect. I think we are on the end of the first part of the tutorial, and we can go to the next part, and we will animate the object, and the object will work really nice. Okay, go to the next part. We can bring the object to the life. I think just turn off illumination of our scene is the first, and turn off the symmetry object as well. And we can use the default camera as well. Perfect. And we must adjust the position of the null object and null axis. So the null object, use model mode and set rotation to 0 in all directions, or in all axes, and select the axis mode and place our axis down a bit. Perfect. And adjust the position of the object a bit more, but I think it's enough. Perfect. And we use the C-motion object, but because the C-motion is a very powerful system of animation and rigging as well. Just select the null object and we can start. Go to character menu and create a new one, C-motion, adjust the position of the object, and we can select all these objects and group them together. And activate the C-motion, set the C-motion itself, and go to attributes, manage settings, and drag and drop the null object and place it to the object's field. So very important. Set the null here in the field and set the action. Use the left is the movement in epsilon direction and add. Perfect. Select the action here and go down, and we can show settings of the spline here, of the spline here, and select all these points and set their epsilon position to 0. It's pretty important. And adjust the movement in epsilon direction. Use 1.6. and the object will jump. Yes, perfect. Okay. Set the object again and create a new one action. Use twist its rotation around epsilon axis. Perfect. And select the twist, and we can adjust the angle of the twist of the action. Perfect. Select the null object again and create new one action. Use the rotation around Z axis. I do the same like before. So you can see it's working already. It's very perfect. It's very pretty simple. But the movement is not so, and the animation is not so complex. As you can see, that it's still pretty rigid, and it needs to be improved a bit. That's pretty simple. Open the hierarchy of the null object and try to move the left null objects. As you can see, it's not possible because the object is still restricted by this one cube object. Is the cage of the left nulls. Just we can imagine that if we need to animate the object, we must animate or deform the cube directly. So the cube object, press the shift key and create a new one, twist deformer, and it will place as a child of the cube. Just so the twist deformer, go to coordinates manager and set its position to 0 in all directions, and use the same for the rotation and scale it down. Okay, we can adjust the size and position a bit more. Perfect, and we can try deform the cube. As you can see, it works really well, and the leftmost object is deformed as well. Cinema 4D system, deformation system is very, very powerful, I think. Okay, so you can see it works. Set the twist deformer, set the angle to 0, press the shift key and create a new one deformer. It can be the band deformer. And do the same like before, just set its position to 0 in all directions, and do the same for rotation, scale it down, and adjust the scale in according to our cube object, or the twist, and adjust the hierarchy and place the second the same hierarchy. The first must be the twist and the second one must be the band. Okay, set the C motion, and we can collapse the null object here and drag and drop, apply the twist to the C motion, and do the same for the band. Set the twist and change action to the parameter and create a new one parameter. Perfect. Set the parameter and adjust this one value and use the angle. And expand the null and set the twist. So the twist here is the naming of the curve, and use right mouse button and use the copy and select the parameter angle. I use the same here as the paste. Perfect, and as you can see, it works really well. Adjust the angle. Perfect, and do the same for the bend. Set the bend, create a new action, and set the parameter, and select the bend first, and we can check the parameter here. Try to use strength. Yes, it's this one. Just use keep epsilon axis line. It's pretty important. And set the C motion again, go down, and select the parameter. Adjust the value of the parameter. Use the same strength here. Paste the spline here and adjust the value. Yes, perfect. It works really well. Okay, you can make the step shorter a bit, just adjust the time and use 20 frames only, and adjust the line of the stride, use 5, 6, something like that, and use the line. Amazing. Adjust this one, value is too high. Other work really well. Okay. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support again, and see you next year.